What it do? What it do? Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we are chopping this game over here, man. Had to tap into this one, man. So, for those that don't know, back in the day, around 2003, Vivica Fox and 50 Cent got, kind of the way it kicked off was at the BET Music Awards. I think 50 Cent was winning an award or getting an award, and he shouted out Vivica Fox, and he was just like, "I want to thank Vivica Fox for that dress she's wearing." And I think that sparked off a little old relationship that they had that started and ended that same year, actually, 2003. For those that didn't know, I remember when that back in heard about it. I didn't really know who Vivica Fox necessarily was in, but when that set it off came, the movie Set It Off kicked off. Well, I mean, I knew who she was from that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't She's been in other stuff, but it's not a lot that I can mention other than Set It Off. That's how I knew who that was. Um, yeah, and so one thing I never heard about the relationship was like somebody being bitter about it, too much bitter about it. I didn't hear about that anyway. Um, you know, and so yeah, but or I didn't hear much about any somebody feelings being hurt, this and that. That's not stuff that I really heard much about. Um, but it looks like she was at some kind of function here recently. I don't know if it's like some kind of women's motivation group or she was at some kind of mentorship type of thing, or just speaking to younger women and giving advice or something like that. But basically, somebody on the stage asked her to say a few words or what have you, and about like I guess things not to do or something like that. And we'll play the audio, but she's kind of chunks 50 Cent under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Kind of slams Fifth Viola, and that's crazy work. Um, like I say, years later, I mean, I'm pretty sure she's had to have been in some kind of other relationships after him that didn't work out so good either, right? I mean, last I heard though, she was like single, and because she was on an interview or something and speaking about how she was single and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure after 50 Cent, she had to have gotten into other stuff that wasn't as gravy either. But she went back and slammed Fifth Iola, slammed that boy 50 Cent. Um, one thing I'll say, 50 Cent, he still got it, cracking. He's just been doing series, putting dope series out and stuff like that. Ain't no telling what he got in the works. He's still out here trolling like he do. Still holding it down, still relevant. You know what I'm saying? With her, not to say that she's not doing the same, but with these actors, a lot of these classic actors, you don't just really see the movies just ain't put out the same no more anyway. And so but she's obviously doing stuff here and there. But of course, like say 50, he's doing this MF and thing. And then she said, "Hot dang it! At this point in time, it would have been perfect. It's supposed to have been cracking. I think it's supposed to still be cracking, but that's not the case." And let's get into how that went down at this program or whatever she was at when she spoke on him. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Fair use, by the way. Fair use. Fair use.
Fire to chase after their dreams. Don't date 50 Cent and don't date no damn rapper.
Oh! You heard that? So she asked her to give some kind of advice.
Fire to chase after their dreams.
Don't
date 50 Cent and don't date no damn rapper.
Well. She fired off. She fired off.
Yes. Wait, just so you know, took me years to be able to laugh about it. I had to learn to laugh, not to cry no more. But I did it. Yes.
Now, I wonder, that was in 2003 when her and Fifth, you know what I'm saying, had kicked off what they kicked off. You mean to tell me, but anyway, but I guess, you know, with a lot of these celebrities, you know, different thing, they use different things for marketing because, well, now she said this, which she may have just said it because she was talking amongst, you know, an audience, and they know that a lot of people knew that she did date 50 Cent. Maybe she just kind of, I don't know, but she said, you know, she was basically kind of made it seem like she was hurt by it and had to get over it and stuff like that. From 2003, I mean, and I guess, you know, when you're in the entertainment like that, you want to keep the fame and be as popular forever, right? And I guess she looks at it now like, dang, if I'd have still been with Fifth, we would have, you know, been cracking and popping, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, that's, you know, they, you know, went their own routes, basically. And she just seems a little bitter to me, that's all, though, you know what I'm saying? Because after it all went down, it didn't seem like it was just somebody so upset about anything. It was just like, yeah, this is what happened, and boom. But like I say, Fifth's still popping. Her, on the other hand, I mean, you know, you don't see her like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see her like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to say she ain't got stuff going, because she obviously do, but, you know, like I say, Fifth is, like, still cranking, you know, pushing out opportunities, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Out here big trolling still, you know. Who don't know 50 Cent, right? But, yeah, she kind of tried to slam the cat, man, in my opinion. Didn't say it, rappers in general, you know what I'm saying, but that's just, it's just like watching the whole thing play out of someone who had it then, and didn't think it would ever go away. Had the youth, you know, all of that around when that was cracking for them. I'm pretty sure when they split off, it wasn't so much of a big deal, right? Because she was still cracking then. That's the thing about it. When that stuff, when they was dating, she still had opportunities. You see what I'm saying? He was kind of, you know, still fresh in the game. You know what I'm saying? But she, you know, that's when all those movies had just kicked off. So she was still having opportunities and stuff like that. But, you know, the longevity, 50 Cent holds it down, and he's as cracking as, you know, play this. Everybody ain't able, but he's still cracking. He's still very relevant. That's, you know, that's how that goes. And she just seems bitter. That's my take on it. She seems bitter to me about that. Because he's cracking still now, and she's not really. She's not as much as him. You know what I'm saying? You know, probably wish she would have held on to that too, you know, or just mad that she didn't. And now he definitely ain't going back that direction. I mean, you know, because, you know, he's got a lot of shit going on now. So, but that's my take. I had to speak on it because I'm like, that was just kind of bitter to me, because I know after Fifth, it had to have been other relationships she got into, you know. But I guess, I mean, if it wasn't that bad, why use him as an example of a bad relationship, you know, when it seemed like in that moment, this seemed like they went their separate ways during that time. And I'm pretty sure it did go that way. And like I say, she still had opportunity, so it didn't hurt as much as it does probably now. Sounds like to me it hurts now. It didn't, you know, back then it probably did, but now it hurts. Because, damn it, I got to get over it watching how successful he is. You know, because, yeah, the movie roles, I haven't seen her in, you know, movies like that. I guess, you know, like even in any entertainment, the older you get, the roles start slowing up in some cases. some older people still getting roles and still get roles. So you know, it is what it is. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. It's just that just it was yeah, that was a bitter move, but you know, and I just feel like it's a low key player Haitian going on. But that's my take. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments though. Is she wrong for that? Did y'all know that she was supposed to be so hurt around that time? Or do you think it hurts now? I think it hurts now. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we chopping this game over here, man.